sound of a gentle breeze, then a tiny plaintive meow. Imagine a world huge and overwhelming, seen through the eyes of a creature no bigger than your hand. For a tiny fluffball of a kitten, this was his new terrifying reality. One moment he was nestled warm against his mother's side, a jumble of purring siblings all around him. The next, a curious scent, a flutter of a butterfly, and a few clumsy steps too far, and everything familiar was gone. The comforting smell of his mom vanished, the soft rhythmic breathing of his brothers and sisters, replaced by the cold, indifferent hum of the city. He was utterly, terrifyingly alone. He cried out, a small, desperate sound swallowed by the vastness of the street, but no one came. Hunger, a feeling he'd only ever known as a brief pang before his mother appeared, was now a gnawing ache in his tiny belly. He saw humans, giants with loud voices and fast-moving feet, but they were just part of the scary scenery. Thirst was even worse. He saw a puddle of murky water shimmering under a streetlight. It smelled strange, nothing like his mother's milk, but his throat was so dry. Hesitantly, he dipped his tongue in. It was cold and tasted of dirt, but it was wet. It was survival. This was his first lesson. You drink what you can find, you eat what you can get. And getting food was a battle. A discarded piece of a sandwich dropped by a passerby was a treasure trove. But he wasn't the only one who thought so. A scrawny stray dog with hungry eyes, a flock of aggressive pigeons, even another bigger cat. They were all competitors in this ruthless urban jungle. He was small, but he was feisty. He had to be. He'd hiss, arch his tiny back, and puff up his fur to look bigger, fighting for a single precious mouthful. Sometimes he won, a tiny victory that meant he'd see another day. More often, he'd be chased away, the ache in his stomach a constant companion. The nights were the worst. The cold seeped into his bones, and he'd find shelter under a car or in a thorny bush, shivering and dreaming of the warmth he'd lost. He was losing hope, his fur matted, his body getting thinner. He was just a ghost flitting through the alleyways. One rainy afternoon, huddled under a rusty drainpipe, a pair of shoes stopped right in front of him. He flinched, expecting to be shooed away, but these feet didn't move. He looked up and saw a pair of kind eyes looking down at him. A gentle hand, moving so slowly, reached out. He was scared, every instinct screamed danger, but he was also so tired of fighting. He didn't run. The hand scooped him up, and for the first time in what felt like a lifetime, he felt warmth. He was wrapped in a soft jacket, and a soothing voice whispered, "It's okay, little guy, you're safe now." In that moment, nestled against a beating heart, he knew his days on the cold street were over. He had found his way home.